what type of tools are out there that we can start to assess core web vitals and just get some type of a read there?
So there's a lot of great tools out there, and a lot of them are free to use so that you can assess your core web vitals. Two of them are actually from Google. So the first one is Google Search Console. You may already have this set up on your site. I know we have another webinar that covered Google Search Console as well. It's a very easy free tool to use. You will need to have your site owner verified as an owner of the site in order to see the core web vital reporting within Google Search Console. So if you have multiple users within that account, they may not all be able to see the core web vital reporting without that verified ownership. And that verified ownership will take about 24 to 48 hours if it's not already set up for you to use Google Search Console. It's a nice section in the dashboard, and you can even see a screenshot of it right there that it'll show you your URLs and whether they're performing poor, whether they need improvement, or whether they're good. And then it'll give you some detailed reporting of how you might be able to fix any ones that are poor or that need improvement.
Yep. Yeah, and Jill, as you mentioned, I'm glad you brought this up on our last webinar. You guys can access this on our YouTube channel. We talked about Google Search Console, how to set it up, and the whole purpose of that. So if you don't have Google Search Console set up, definitely feel free to watch our prior webinar on how to set this up. But this is a free tool. These are great free resources that Google gives out to all marketers to assess this. So this is definitely a good one. And then what about PageSpeed Insights?
So PageSpeed Insights is actually another free tool offered by Google. It's really great for in-depth analysis. You can only analyze one URL at a time, but it is very important to see how it breaks it down based on their scoring system. It'll provide you with a overall performance score from 0 to 100, with 100 being the best. 0 to 49 would be considered a bad performance score. 50 to 89 needs improvement. 90 to 100 is good. And it'll give you a lot of great detail in there based on all of the key metrics that Core Web Vitals offers. It is something that you will most likely need your web developer to take a look at with you. It does get very heavy from a technical standpoint, so you'll need them to help review some of those changes and make them on your site.
Yeah, definitely. And again, another free tool, and it's actually interesting. Google has PageSpeed is still very, very important, but this was probably like even 5 years ago, 7 years ago. User experience was primarily, or at least publicly acknowledged as really driven by page speed. You have to have fast page speed because otherwise it's not going to load. It's a bad user experience. But Google expanded their metrics. It's not just page speed. Page speed is super important, but there's so many other elements of core web vitals that we're going to get into.